right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Okay, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone. This is the Monday night edition of the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call on the Borders and Borders Hotline. Bob Pompeani, flanked tonight by Ron Cook of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette and 93.7 The Fan. And we invite you to join us at 412-575-2600. That is the number of the Borders and Borders Hotline. And we'll start with the Penguins, who tonight, like they've done recently, built big leads, 2-0 after one. And then, Ron, I thought it was probably their worst second period of the season, in which Anaheim came out. I don't know how many quick shots on goal. They had the first 10 in like 5 minutes. I know they were aided by power plays. But my goodness, 3-2 after two, and the Penguins couldn't recover en route to a 4-2 loss. They had a 5-on-3 in that third period. Just didn't work tonight against a pretty good hockey team, and Anaheim skates away with a win. Your thoughts about that second period?
Yeah, I think Anaheim's really good. I think they're won 9 of the last 10 now. The Penguins jumped on them 2-0, and then in the second period, 2 power plays. Aston Reese took a hook, and I think Sid had a hold or a trip. They actually scored a power play on the first one, added 2 more, take the 3-2 lead, and the Penguins get those 2 back-to-back penalties early in the third, and they can't cash in. They had some good chances, but this trend of getting big leads at home and then blowing them, they haven't lost all these games, but man, it just seems like it keeps coming and coming. And I know Sullivan was not happy afterwards. And if I thought I read correctly, he said some about sometimes the only hammer a coach has is ice time. So maybe he's going to make more changes. We'll see.
Yeah, well, because his ice time was not very good and they weren't using him, Daniel Sprong was traded, as you know, as part of the Marcus Pettersson trade. Penguins like Pettersson. Anaheim really likes Sprong. And so far, Sprong, he picked up an assist tonight. He also rang Ron off the goalpost, a really great shot. He has 3 goals and 8 points now. He's been a big addition to them. Randy Carlisle said today, Ron, that he has to play on the top 6, and he has no aspirations of putting him anywhere lower than that. So they're taking advantage of why they acquired him.
Yeah, I took it, indirectly, I guess. I don't know if it was his intent, a little direction to Sullivan. He goes, it's unfair to the player to put him on a lower line when all he's done is score his whole career. It just wasn't meant to be. This might turn out to be a great trade for both teams. I know the Penguins really like Pettersson. He's got a body that he can fill out in, and I think he's going to get a lot stronger. He's real smart, real good with a stick, real good reach. But maybe it'll turn out to be a good trade for both. But tonight, a little better for Anaheim than for the Penguins.
Penguins now will head to Washington and come back home on Thursday to play the Minnesota Wild. Let's talk about the Steelers and their win yesterday. And it was one that, given what has happened in the past in New England, given where they were, 3 losses in a row, and desperate team, Ron, that was a nice win. And it not only keeps them in the driver's seat, but it gives them an opportunity now to potentially split the last 2 and still win the division. If they had lost yesterday, that would have been a different scenario. Still, it doesn't get easy. Saints next week.
No, it's not going to be easy on Sunday, Bob. And you know what you can hope for is the Steelers somehow win and Baltimore loses to the Chargers, then the Steelers clinch the division. You can rest everybody in that last game against Cincinnati and get ready for the home game wild card weekend. So it's going to be a challenge for both the Steelers in New Orleans and the Ravens in L.A. The Steelers really needed that win yesterday. They got it. I don't know if New England's quite as good as it has been in the past. I think they're getting older. I don't think that offensive line is very good. And Brady ran out of magic at the end, but I'm going to give the Steelers defense a lot of credit for that. You hold them to 10 points. That's a defensive statement.
They were really good, covering and also tackling. I thought they were sure-handed in tackling, and they forced Bill Belichick to get conservative on 4th down plays. In the past run, we've seen him roll the dice, especially on 4th and 1, and he chose not to do that yesterday.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought for sure he was going to go for it 4th and 1. He punted. I'm really shocked because I think he probably could have made 1 yard there, giving Brady a chance to get some points right before halftime. He chose not to do that. Who are we to quibble with the genius Belichick? But I thought Tomlin had a real good game plan yesterday. I thought his defense was really good, and I thought the offense made enough plays. How about the way Jalen Samuels ran? No Le'Veon Bell, no James Conner. The third-string guy last night was pretty good.
Yes, he was. And bottom line is it's going to be interesting to see what happens. The Saints right now, Drew Brees in this game threw a red zone interception that became a pick six the other way. This is a tough assignment they have coming up. We'll talk more about that. We have to go to a break right now. We invite your input too at 412-575-2600. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, Pittsburgh CW.